Another late winner, another Old Trafford eruption. Michael Carrick is undefeated. Sesko is clutch, and United are back in the top four. 3-2 win versus Fulham. 94th minute chaos at Old Trafford. Energy first, control second half, wobbly stoppage time, insanity. How are we, boys? How did you feel about the game? Saf1 is back in the house. Beats Nick is in the house. And our man from North Queensland, and we're not even Central Queensland, are you, Elliot? You're on the sunny coast.
Southeast, mate. Southeast
Queensland. Saf1's back from Old Trafford. He was at the City game. He took his Malaysian luck over there, and we haven't looked back since. How are you, buddy? Good?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good. Feeling very excited, very happy. Well, I laugh. I think, like what you're saying, probably I brought the Malaysian luck. I left it there. Like what I told my president, he wanted me to stay longer. I said, yeah, no problem. If you can get my leave till end of May, it wouldn't be an issue. But I left it there. Hopefully this run of 3 consecutive wins will continue through the end of the season.
Look, it's been over the last 3 weeks, it's been a whirlwind. It's got to admit, look, as fans, I'm not going to sit here and say we don't deserve it because it's been so tough. And I think the way we're going and the way we're playing, at times we still can see the old United in there, but we can also see great passages of play. And it's so nice to watch this one-touch football and everything like that. And I really think Casemiro coming out last week saying that he's leaving the club. Holy shit, man. We need him to stay. He's playing so good for us at the moment. He needs to train someone up. I don't know.
If he's willing to take a pay cut, then yes, I would certainly have Casemiro in the team. But yeah, he's playing like he's winning. He wants to play every single game like a UCL final. Don't you think so?
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with you. It's the different Casemiro, It's
yeah. It's the peak of Madrid that we are finding him in.
I wouldn't go that far, but
no, you can. It's United. It's a bit big. It's bigger than Real Madrid.
You can see his passion. You can see his passions there, but also, he is out of contract and he needs a new one. So, players sometimes.
Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully he changed his mind and then. But the thing is that to maintain Casemiro, I don't know where he wants to take a pay cut. 300,000 to cut. I don't think so. He will take a pay cut, but I believe that Casemiro will leave with his performance to end of the season. He'll leave in a good way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. He's leaving a good legacy for himself. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he'll leave with with us as fans viewing him as a great. But yeah, definitely like that extra 350k saving on our wage bill. That actually.
But who do you think would back right now?
Look, do you know what? Do you know what? I was thinking about that before the pod today, and I think if you watch that Fulham game today, and someone that we have actually been interested in before, and who I was actually quite impressed with because he's quite calm, is Sanderberg for Fulham. I think he's because the profile of player that we have been interested in, your Elliot Andersons, your Believers, your Wharton. That's not the profile of player that replaces Casemiro. And I think with this, if we're going to positively think that, maybe Carrick stays on and this style of play then continues, we need a like replacement for Casemiro, let's say pie in the sky. And I think a player like Sanderberg who can, I guess, shore up the defence, protect us like what Casemiro does, but also have that eye for, good link-up play within the midfield would be good. But I'm talking pie in the sky. here. I'm not talking about, absolutes. It's more pie in the sky sort of stuff. But yeah, he's looking like he'll be a hard one to replace, I guess, with his current form. Absolutely.
Well, let's get on with the game. Let's get on with the game. Look, when I was we were talking before the pod started, and I was saying I felt very comfortable in the game at the start. At the start of the game, I was doing a little bit of shopping on my phone, and I was really enjoying the game, getting comfortable. But then I thought to myself, while we were doing this and getting into this game, at times it was a little bit. United would sit back a little bit, Fulham would sit back a little bit, and it was a bit of tit for tat at times. But I thought we kept possession really well. But then I thought, and I don't want to bring any players down in this game. I don't really. But I thought we'll turn certain players. Bruno was turning over the ball a bit and stuff like that. And there was like a little bit of that tiki-taka going on where we'll flicking the ball anywhere, or we'll do that flick pass on the back of the 18-yard box or something like that when we get into important positions and things like that. But in that first half, I thought we dominated pretty well. But Fulham had their chances as well. I thought we probably should have had a penalty on Mbumo. Most people Fulham probably don't think so, but he's coming from behind. He's definitely clicked him first before he's clicked the ball, and he's going in one-on-one. So that's a bit of a controversial moment for us. And then we what do you call it? And then Cunha was in the second half, wasn't it? Cunha's one. Was that the second? First half.
First half, yeah.
And that was a really strange one for mine, but all in all, I think we played well until we got back to 2-2. I just thought we stepped back too much in that second half. I just could not understand it. When we got to 2-0, it was like, for mine, I don't think we switched off. I just think the way we played, we slowed down the play. There was a stage where our midfield started grabbing the ball and started switching it left and right, but started going back more than going forward. I just thought our transition slowed down a lot. I just thought, I know Carrick started making a few subs and stuff like that, and that's always going to change a few things. But I feel if you keep your momentum going forward, the subs will come in and they'll transition easy. I just thought we switched off towards that back end of the game. What do you think?
Look, I think the penalty shout, interesting one. I think if Mbremo stays down, maybe the decision gets reviewed a bit more heavily. I think the decision itself makes itself when Brian keeps going for the ball and has a more or less a decent chance. Cunha's lead-up play we were discussing a bit before, right? And it's certainly a decision that I've not seen VAR make in any game that I've watched before. But I guess if you look at it properly, that's what I want to see from VAR if they're going to be around, is to actually intervene in all aspects of play. This time last year, if a foul like that was committed, it just would have been a corner given, and that's probably what we were all expecting. I liked that they gave the foul for the free kick because they reviewed that part of the play, so it makes sense that they make that decision. So I think that was a good one. And I think overall, what I really liked about us was not so much what we were doing on the ball, but what we were doing off the ball, especially in the first half where, we are waiting for that second or third ball and we're pressing the player very intensely and winning the ball in the defensive half of Fulham, and putting ourselves on the front foot quite quickly. And you could see that in other games as well. Our press from our attackers is really strong, and obviously something that Carrick's worked on in training. So I really like that. I think that's a big positive that we've not had from our team this season, really, before Carrick. So that's a really positive thing. And I also think if you look at our play for that second goal, which was like 15 minutes into the second half. We were so patient in the build-up play to that goal, and we really we picked the right pass. We weren't rushing. We were composed, and then we kept that possession along the 18-yard box of Fulham and from side to side, and then that opened up for Cunha, which Casemiro put him in, and that's just United of old, that type of goal as well. Like another version of United of old, where it's not just that counter-attacking football, but it's that patient football looking for the right moment and then backing yourself to make that pass. So I think that second goal was really well played. If you break it down towards the end of the game, I do think that it's just little lapses in concentration just let us down overall for the two goals.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we put ourselves in a tricky position, but we're confident as a team at the moment, so we go and win that. So we go and win the game with an opportunity like that at the end of the game that would have happened earlier on in the season, because we lack that confidence, and the players individually lack that confidence in themselves. So.
Mate, the mentality of the players is next level at the moment. It's crazy, the mentality. Even like Delot, where he slid that pass through on to Mbumo, and the keeper came out and made that save on him, and Bruno. Even though we didn't get that penalty, Bruno put like a beautiful free kick in, like that one-step free kick. I love it. It's just so composed. And then Casemiro again. I always speak about Casemiro's hunger to score goals and to drive a header in. I think it was just before that Harry Maguire missed a header. It went down. It was a good save, cleared off the line. So the hunger there for goals is there. Look, we're scoring so many goals at the moment, which I'm loving. It's just their keeper had to make a couple of saves as well. Look, I like I said about the game, I think we're a bit lucky at times because Lemans, mate, he's the quiet assassin, our goalkeeper. Honestly, he's making good punches in the air. He's making good saves down to his left and to his right. His ball distribution is so clean. And his organisation in the backs with Harry Maguire there, Martinez, mate, you could compliment each player. If they can get that little bit of what do you call it? Like you said, Elliot, where they switch off and try and stay focused and not drop that intensity, mate, the team will go to another level again. So what do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I definitely feel like that because throughout the entire game, I feel United were pretty confident. The confidence was because we had really two good games against City and Arsenal. That certainly gave a boost in the way the players were lining up, how they played. I think in the last few, the last 10 minutes were quite chaotic. That's I always been talking about. United players lack that concentration whenever we are ahead or we can push a little bit more. That's the same point where we try to step back a little bit. We'll invite pressure, and I feel that comes with the players' mentality. And I feel Carrick would do a good job on that, probably in the remaining of the games. But I think United should be more confident in the last few minutes if we are leading that game, and especially with the team like Fulham, we should be really be in a strong position in the last few minutes. To be honest, I feel all the players. I couldn't even have any single player that I would point it out who was not that bad. Probably. No, I really don't think so. Everyone had their really good game, especially Dallo, for example. Like you said that the pass that he gave to Mbumo. Also, Seshko missing that header, if you remember, when he came. We had a couple of good chances. Yes, we had a couple of good chances. At the same time, the thing that Adam said, there were patches where we were aggressive and then we were stepping back. At the same time, Fulham were a bit aggressive and then they were stepping back. So it was a kind of a chess game that was going on throughout the 90 minutes that we had to see off. But yeah, I think probably this is a really good start considering the way that we have seen United playing against under Ruben Amorim. And I think knowing the fact that we are playing against Tottenham the next and Brighton, if I'm not wrong, after that, we have a very good chance to finish top 4. The way we are playing, it's Chester United doing this all together.
I've got a couple of questions or a couple of things in the chat I'll go through here. Got a new subscriber from Streets to the Stadium. Fulham was so good, though. They played great football. Totally agree, man. It was a tough game. Well, Elliot and I were saying it a lot. We think Fulham is the biggest test than City and Arsenal. So they do play a good brand of football. And anyone who thought that Fulham were going to sit back, there was no chance, man. They were coming at us hungry, and
I think that points out as well why we were, as a team, we were sitting back a bit to try and read and understand what Fulham were going to do. I don't think we were quite able to be as well organised prior to the game with what we wanted to do as we were against Arsenal and City, right? And I think, like Adam just said, and we've been talking about, this particular fixture, over the last week or so, and this was always the one that I guess we had our eyes on because it's a team who could sit and let us go for them. But that didn't happen. Fulham are a confident team going into our game today. 8th in the league. Players like young Harry Wilson in form.
Chukwueze,
he looked good, just didn't have the end product, but he was finding himself in pockets of space and getting around us. And they're a very well organised team and a very well organised manager. It was never going to be, a winner, a game that we were easily going to win. And I think, you look at the fixtures that we played before Christmas, and under Amorim, we would have walked away with a point in that game. So it just shows that difference in the mentality of the squad.
Mate, their centre halves, Fulham centre halves, was so good. I thought they were exceptional. Fulham centre halves. They're aggressive. They're aggressive in defence. They know how to niggle our forwards, and they're aggressive in attack. I think Jordan was talking about it on our last podcast. So I took real note of the way they. I think the captain plays as one of the centre halves as well. Very well structured. Yeah, very well structured and very well organised across the back. And I actually thought, their cap Anderson, to be honest with you, I thought he was niggling hard, and he was lucky probably a couple of times to stay on the pitch, to be honest with you. But all in all, I think Fulham play a great brand of football.
Even for that matter, the centre half, what's his name? Kwanka, if I'm not wrong, he scored the goal which was disallowed. He was pretty good as well with Anderson.
Spanish lad.
Yeah. So even he had a very good game. Like even in the defensive part, he had a really good. So for example, that tackle that he had against Cunha right outside the box, it was quite good. Should have gone to the corner part, but yeah, that's another discussion to talk about. But yeah, the centre halves were quite good. Iwobi, Chukwueze, even Kevin, who came as a substitute, he scored a blinder, to be honest. So Marco Silva always had a good result against United, and the way we countered them, pretty good, to be honest.
Talking about Marco Silva, I've got a question here from Robbie. He goes, would the Fulham coach be considered for United?
No.
What are your thoughts on that?
No,
I don't think so. Look, probably if they had got the win, maybe people would question it, but I don't know. I wouldn't think so. We need something more than that.
I've seen too much bad from that manager as well. He's done a good job at Fulham, but there are other teams that he's not done too well at, and that's why it's a no for me.
Yeah, definitely. I've got what have we got here? I've got Jordan's in the chat. Welcome, Jordan. They have been so good all season, very aggressive and press well. That's Fulham. So Jordan's all over them all the time. So, but I want to talk about where am I? There's my slides. Yeah, I want to talk about Cunha's form. Freaking Cunha, man! I tell you what, the thing I love about Cunha is his aggressiveness going towards goal. Going to goal is crazy. He's so confident on the ball, moving forward. He wants to play that 1-2, receive the ball back, and mate, his pace, I reckon, within 3 to 4 meters is one of the quickest players over 3 to 4 meters I've ever seen in the Premier League. I've never really taken notice of it, but it was very noticeable on the weekend, especially when he was wide and then they'd switch sides. Ahmed and him would switch sides at times, and then he loves pushing that ball, and he's got great touch for a big man where he'll push that ball within that 2 meter area. And actually, Ahmed was doing it as well. Ahmed was doing it at times. I had William here, and he brought it up where Ahmed. It looks like Ahmed's doing a shit touch, but it's not. He'll touch the ball hard enough so the player is attracted to the ball, and then he'll just take off down the line with the ball. I've never seen two players on the left and right wing play sort of similar like that. Safwan.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, the transition from left to right, as what you were saying, Adam. It's been I think it's been a while since we had players from the wing side. That I think the last time we had was oh God knows, I think it was back during Mourinho or maybe Fergie's time. So yeah, I think because we tried having I think Mason Mount was there on the left. Then he could have played on the right. He's more to the left side. I mean, most of the games during Amorim's time. So yeah, you're right. I agree with you that that transition from left to right between Ahmad and Cunha did make just opponents confused at times. Who is who, and I love what I'm seeing currently.
Yeah, the part I love, part I love about it is them drawing the player in, because I think it's big for our midfield. Once they draw that player in, then Bruno and Casemiro and Mainu, that they're able to get involved in the play. It's crazy how just that little touch within that period can involve the midfield a lot more. And like Mainu's one touch, I saw someone post online about I don't know what game he was watching, because he was talking about Mainu losing the ball a lot in the game. And I'm like, I don't think I would love to see a stat on how many times Mainu lost the ball in the game. I reckon it was twice. Bruno lost it way more times than Mainu. And the covering tackles as well that he was making as well. There was, like, we're talking about defense, where I actually thought Ahmed covered for Delot very well at times when Delot was getting forward. So that was very important through the game. Aside from, which I'll touch on now, aside from the goal, look, between me, Elliot, and Yoni, we're having a big discussion about this, about that goal. Top class goal, don't get me wrong. Top class goal from Kevin, but it could have easily been shut down. Easily. If you have a look at Ahmed when he's going for the ball, he thinks Delot's got it covered. So he dawdles as a second man into that play. And then as soon as he comes in, Kevin recognizes it. And then as he splits the two, Ahmed just turns. He's not even in the play. He actually walks and thinks he's not going to hit the shot. And then the goal is just next level. It's just like we've had it 2 weeks in a row. And if anyone's seen my reel, I just go off. I call the team useless, the lot. It is an overexpression, but mate, I was so pissed when we copped that goal, because I thought we were on top of the game and it was a goal against the runner play. And I just thought, fuck, you've just switched off for 2 seconds and we've just copped an absolute worldie that's just put them back in the game.
You take it back before the goal and talk about the first goal. We've given them the confidence to go and score that second goal.
Definitely.
By conceding that penalty.
Yeah.
you don't concede that penalty, and we probably cruise to a 2-0 win with a clean sheet. Probably some more positive accolades coming from obviously the win than the 3-2 win. And I guess that goal, there's five players in the back line, and literally just a cut through pass to Jimenez, and he's almost one-on-one on goal. Like, how can that happen? And I think just that lack of shape and structure in that moment in our back line really caught us out for that last 10 minutes and put us in a little bit of a squeaky bum time sort of spot, I guess. And I think because of that moment, Fulham have then got the confidence from previous victories this year, because we've said, and Jordan's mentioned in the comments, confident team, they can go at them again, go at us again and get a last minute equaliser. It's just good that there was 9 minutes added time, and we have our confidence as a team to pull from as well in our last sort of 2 to 3 games. So
what was I still don't even know what the penalty was for. Did Harry Maguire miss the ball?
Yes, it was. He got him, mate. He got him.
You watch it back.
He did get him, because I was kept looking at it and I just couldn't see what the problem was.
Look, he's gone to block the ball and he's. Go on, sorry, Nick.
No, please.
One of you, paper, scissors, rock.
He's gone through to block the ball, and then he's taken the play, and he's taken the player out in the attempt to block the ball. Like, it's
I think Lamont would have saved it, because he eventually came out so aggressively. Yeah. And apparently he did. Just because Harry's tackle was quite initial in that period, that penalty was given.
Reactive,
yeah.
Do you think in that penalty that? Do you think in that penalty when he was taking the penalty, he stopped the fair too many times? Isn't there a rule against that?
No, the rule is if you stutter right before you kick, then it's they'll allow you to take a retake. They'll allow you to retake the penalty. Not if when you're having a run up. And that's the same discussion we were having with my mates yesterday. Even I felt that he was stuttering a lot before taking the penalty. But the thing was, if you stutter right before you take the kick, then it's not allowed to do it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just reading some of Yoni's stats in here. Welcome to the chat, Yoni. I wish he was on today, because he always comes in with these great stats. No, and it's good to see. I'm actually happy that he's put them in there, because he's got here 83%, 86% pass accuracy for the two of them. I guess he's talking about Ahmed and Delot. I guess he's talking about them, maybe. Which I think they had a great game. Don't get me wrong. I just thought that that goal, I just thought Ahmed was very lazy, especially when it was 2v1 and then he got ripped. That's the only complaint I can talk about those two. That's it. But he's got another one in here. Where is it? Oh, it was Mainu and Bruno. Bruno misplaced 8 passes and Mainu 7. So it was pretty quiet. It might have been just the times of play that was. But, mate, I can't – you can't complain about Bruno, can you? Like, Jesus Christ, man. That last goal. Let's talk – before we get into Cunha's goal, let's talk about that last goal. Like, no, how many players would let that ball run past the left back? The only other player I've ever seen do that in a goal scoring opportunity, I think it was Pele. Was it Pele or George Best? He went. No, it was Pele in the World Cup. The ball's come across, the defenders come across, and Pele's just let the ball run past. The defender ran past as well, and Pele finished it. And I'm not comparing Bruno to Pele at all, but it's a similar situation where he's drawn the player in, he's let the ball run, and Bruno showed good pace on that. And I'll tell you now, most players would have put the ball in front of Sesko. But he's put it just slightly behind him because he knew the defensive was quite deep. It was just beautiful. It was so good to watch. And the finish was like, prime. It was that good finish.
It's that highlight instinctive sort of finish that we've spoken about Sesko having in his locker, since we brought him in, right? And again, it's just, I've spoken about this a couple of times, right? And just the attitude from players, even under Amarin as well, this season has just been polar opposite to what we've seen under previous squads. You've seen Cunha get dropped to the bench for the first 2 games under Carrick, and he's come on and provided an assist and provided a goal. He started this morning and scored. You look at Sesko. Yeah. Sesko didn't play a minute in Carrick's first game. And that's a guy who's probably thinking, I should be starting here because I've scored 3 goals in 2 games leading up to this game. He's dropped him. He's come on against Arsenal. I think he was part of the link-up play for the 3rd goal, I think. And then he's come on again today, not started, and reacted and scored. Just that change in attitude in our squad, it's just polar opposite to what we've used to. And I think it's just such a positive thing moving forward that we can really build on. It just shows that, I guess, the dressing room's right, the culture's getting better, and a lot of positive stuff that we should be probably happy about, I believe.
Definitely. We've got some great comments in the chat here. From Streets to the Stadium against Bassi too, who's like twice his size. Yeah, he's a big man. Tom, it's not just the skill, it's the decision to go past a quicker player in a wide area that's late in injury time. Definition of desire. 100%, Tom, man. But when I sit there and watch that goal, it's so good to watch. You can watch that. You don't even have to watch the goal. You just watch him beat the player. I actually, just before that, I wanted Ahmed to actually take that player on. And he's just switched back, played it back, and then they played it through to Bruno. And the weight on the pass was so good.
I guess the pass was from Mazarawi, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
See, coming back to Bruno, I believe Yoni has given that stat that Bruno has had like 8 misplaced passes, right? It's what he does. He does all these fancy stuff during the game. Like it's his way of playing. But that 1-2 moments that he creates during the game, it's quite crucial. And we know that. Like I have been very vocal about Bruno in the season when we were playing under Ruben, that probably Bruno won't be the guy who would be fit into that two-man midfield where we were playing 3-4-3. But I feel playing that number 10 and having those knacks of moving around the players, giving those nudges, and then running around the defenders. Only Bruno can do it, and I feel he's very crucial at this point. Like I know for the fact that probably next season we might not see him like Casemiro, but I feel somehow or the other he is the heartbeat that United has been having since Alex era. And that Seshko goal, I was watching that goal quite on a repeated mode. It's a striker instinct to know where the goal is. He haven't seen the goal. His head was down. He was watching the ball, and the way he moved it, and was not watching at the goal. He literally banged that ball right in the middle of the goal, knowing the fact that that particular goal was there in the middle. It's a pure striker's instinct. I think we would need more time on Seshko. Probably he'll develop a lot, and I can see him being that prolific striker. Probably United might be missing, but yes, that was a clear striker's goal that Seshko had in last game. Yep.
Yeah, we've got a few more.
Did you know? So Bruno's on track. Bruno's on track to potentially break the record for most assists in a Premier League season.
Yep.
He's on track. So I think like Henry and maybe De Bruyne might be up there with the most in the season. He's on track to maybe break that record, and I think a lot of his assists have actually come under Carrick so far as well, which is great. Which is crazy to think how much of a different player he is when he's given just that freedom to roam, and to express himself. I don't think he's given much direction or instruction by Carrick before a game. It's just go and express yourself, bring people into the game, play with that freedom, and we know that. And Carrick probably knows he'll do the basic work, I guess, alongside that. I'd love to see him to break that assist record, by the way.
Yeah, one thing I do want to see? I want to see referees look after him because he gets butchered far too often, man. He gets trodden on and everything like that. You used to see it in the 90s, 90s, even 2000s. Some players used to just get looked after by referees, regardless whether he's having words to referees and things like that. When referees let things go, like that little niggle, that little chop, or that two-footed slide in, whether they get him or not, Bruno's going to say something. I know what being that player is. You're always going to say something, and referees need to recognise that and protect him a bit, because the last thing you want to see is this guy out with a broken ankle just through a shit decision by a referee that can't have the player's welfare in his benefit. Like, it's just ridiculous. There was like 3 or 4 occasions before the referee gave a free kick against him on the weekend. And it should be straight away. It should be, if someone comes flying into him or just even a little nickel. There was one time the players chopped him that bad, his boots come off. And it's just play on. I thought the refereeing was so poor towards both teams, actually, but just that little, they got to look after him a little bit more, or just, I'm not saying like give United free kicks or anything like that, but at least go and have a word with the player that's marking him, or something like that. Just say, if you do it again, you're going to be booked. If you keep doing it, you're going to be gone. Just something like that. At least protect him. I've got from Street Stadium. He says Bruno will go down as a great, regardless of the trophies won. 100%, man. Look, I always relate like this period to the 70s. There's so many great players that came out of the 70s and the early 80s. Bruno Fernandes will go down, and I've had my issues with him, 100%. But he will go down as a great, hands down. And look, let's not forget, he's won trophies. The only thing he hasn't won here is a Champions League and a Premier League, which are 2 very important things to win. But to claim, unless you win a Premier League or you win a Champions League, you're not classed as a legend. That's crazy, mate. He's carried this team for a long, long time, and definitely go down as a legend in the team. And he's just to add to it, he's got 50 million he was signed for. By the way, crazy. Yeah.
As Elliot said, Bruno might be the guy who will break the assist record. So he might be the greatest player from greatest midfielder in the Premier League in this decade, or probably last 2 decades. So never had a doubt that he won't be a legend for United. I feel the legacy that he had in United fabric does make him want to have that Premier League medal at the end of his career, because he has given everything to United. And I feel honoring him with the Champions League or a Premier League would be the best thing that this team can do it. Probably in the next 2 years if he stays back in United.
I got news for you. It's just coming in. We're winning it this year, mate. Right?
You have been very optimistic, Adam. The moment Ruben Amorim is sacked, you have been very much optimistic.
It's all about Safwan getting to that City game. I've got a comment in. Okay. I'll read this and then go in, Safwan. This is from Yoni. It's nice to see Bruno get some appreciation. Far too long he didn't, due to being at United. But now that United is owned by an Englishman and they do well, finally media don't push the agenda. Safwan?
Okay, going back with regards to the team winning. I mean, I share the same sentiment as you, Adam, because there was an article that just popped up this afternoon. back when Newcastle was leading the league. Where they are where Arsenal is at now is almost similar where Newcastle was, and where we were at that position, the same position we're at now. I mean, we were like third place, but with the points the current points that we have, look what happened. Anything can happen. We have like another 14 games to go. Anything can happen. What United have to do is just keep on winning, regardless of score. Just keep on winning, get the 3 points, forget about the rest. We only have the league to think. We don't have any cup competitions to think about. It's only to win and a place in the Champions League. So, like what Adam said, we might just win it. Anything can happen from now up to May. They have Champions League. They have all the cup games coming up. Yeah, sorry, Nick. Yeah.
I'm waiting Arsenal to bottle. I'm so eager Arsenal to bottle that. I hate Arsenal to see this. Oh my God, the fans, the club itself, it's a pain in ass. I don't want Arsenal to win the league. Yeah, you never know what can happen. Like, we are just 5 points behind third position, 6 points behind City, if I'm not wrong. And So
I'll bring up the ladder. I'll bring up the ladder. We're going on nearly 45 minutes, so I'll bring up the ladder. This is the ladder.
I think Safwan's absolutely right, and you just gotta, we as United fans, we're dreamers. We like to, I guess, think that we are optimistic at times. And I think all we've just got to do is just worry about ourselves in our own game. And I love the terminology that Carrick uses in his press conferences. He said, "Yep, it was a big game. We got the result. It's a bigger game next week." And he'll keep using that, and he keeps using that same terminology in his press conferences. It's a bigger game next week. I'm also hopeful for Arsenal to bottle it, but I think we gave them a good kick up the arse last week, and they had a decent result this week, didn't they? Away from home.
Yeah.
So we just got to look at us. We've got less games to play. We've got to manage our players, manage the team. Every game's bigger. We just keep trying to win, and we'll see where we're at the end of the season. That's all we can.
I've got Jordan. Look, I've got the map up there, but I'll just put Jordan's chat up. We're big on this one too. We're all rooting for the own goal to get the golden boot as well. Arsenal got another own goal this week, which is good. He's got really pushing for the own goal golden boot. So yeah, we're definitely rooting for that. That's for sure. We're doing a few reels on that, and it certainly gets the Arsenal supporters heated up over it. So, but you know what?
Did you know Casemiro has got he'd be joint second in Arsenal's goal scorer tally this season if he was an Arsenal player. I think he scored 5 goals.
Yeah. Well, he'd be in line with the own goals as well. So we've got Arsenal at the top on 53 points. We've got City on 47, which is a shame because I don't want City to drop points because they're closer to Arsenal. So there's a bit of a gap opening up there. Villa's on 46 and we're on 41. So, you know what? We're not far away. We're not far away there. The big thing for me is actually we're in a positive for our goal difference, which is good. We've been looking at that 0 and maybe a -1 or a -2 over the last few years. So it is really, really tight in that top 5 or 6. Liverpool's there on 39, Chelsea on 40. So, as much as we talk about, United need to keep winning, far out, it's top. That top 5 for Champions League is so tight. It's crazy. Exactly. I've got here from street to the stadium. We've drawn 8 games, and it's scary to think we've drawn 8 games where we would be. It's mind-blowing.
We could have won few games which we have drawn. Like I think the game against Leeds probably. I guess there were 2 more games that we could have easily won, and then the position would have been a totally different scenario in the league.
It's the 3 games. The 3 games leading up to Christmas. But we drew
Exactly.
at Burnley. We lost to Everton. And then the Leeds game as well.
Those 3 games would have made
A big difference.
a big difference, and Adam would have been more optimistic. Probably, that guy who is trying to shave his head after if we win that 5 straight games. Probably Adam would have done totally opposite of it. He would have grown hair on his head. We would have been in that position, but yeah. And I feel Arsenal is yet to play against top guns in this second half of the season. I guess they have game against Tottenham. I believe even they have not played against Chelsea, City. Yeah. So a good chance at least to push. Yeah.
They played us.
They played us, but we won that game. That's what I'm saying. But there are a few more games down the line that there's a quite tough fixtures for them to and just like you said that they are still in the contention Champions League and FA Cup as well as EFL if I'm not wrong. So a pretty tough situation for Arsenal, but I don't want to talk about them. Let's talk about United and see how we capitalize on this situation and try to win as much as possible. Like, it's realistic. I'm not being a dreamer. I've always been a realistic guy. I feel top 4 was always the contention that we always had in this season. But let's see.
So that moves me into this look here. I want to this look here. No look past Acuna, man. Holy shit, man! How much confidence you got to have to play that pass? And if you have a look at, I should have got a map up how many players were around in that pass. I think there was 3 Fulham players that were in right where he slid that pass through. 3 players. And look, he's looking at Luke Shaw on the other side. Well, what a pass, man! Like, Dino, you wish you could play like Casemiro, mate. Everyone would love to play like Casemiro. Let me tell you. Mate, it's just that good a pass, how he slid that through. And look, the finish was even better. Holy shit. To have the nerve to just go, I'm going to smash that in the top, near post top corner is just ridiculous. 2 Brazilians. When was the last time, you reckon, for Manchester United, 2 Brazilians had an assist and a goal together? I don't know if Rafael had one with his brother, but I can't think of another time. It's just crazy.
We had Anderson, but I can't remember whether we had who was the one who passed it to him, the goal that he scored, the last one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. But yeah, mate, crazy goal, crazy pass, confidence. Yeah.
But you guys realized that when Casemiro scored the header, they were like putting on the replay that the way Cunha hugged Casemiro, it was like that kind of love kind of thing bonding between both of them, the 2 Brazilians, like a respect. I mean, for me, I believe it's like a respect, like a big brother. It's like, a junior and a senior in the Brazilian squad. That love between both of them, I tell you, it was wow.
Bromance.
Yeah, the bromance. Yeah, that's right. That's the word for it. Yeah.
Every single fan could relate that hug, like when he had that.
Is that for his goal? For Cunha's goal? Have you seen it for when Casemiro scores?
Yeah.
So Cunha just like caresses his head into his
Yes, exactly. both the instances.
Yeah, for both goals.
And
then when they're on the bench for the Sesko goal as well.
Yeah,
I think
I was about to say that. Yeah.
And then sorry.
No, go, Nick. Go.
And I feel the entire squad is quite jubilant. I've seen Zirkzee not celebrating the way he celebrated Seshko's goal, knowing the fact that Seshko has already taken his position. He's not playing at the moment, Zirkzee. I know he's injured, he has some knack, but every single player, Euro for that matter, Kobe, they celebrated each and every goal like they have scored. It's not like they have been
like
seeing
they score themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've got one here from Dino. It's great. It's a good one. It's really good. The world has changed when you have Brazilians and Argentinians hugging each other, Licha and Casemiro. See they do it in the World Cup. Yeah, here's another one. It's so positive. It's great. It's so positive around this team. It's great. There's an aura around brotherly friendship in the United squad. Beautiful to see. It is. It's really good. Like far out. And you know what? You come on doing these podcasts, and as much as as I'm watching the game, I do critique the game a fair bit. And if you're on TikTok, I actually post stuff on TikTok that I would not post on YouTube and Instagram, right? Because you get away with a lot more. And I look back at some of my stuff that I post of myself, and I think I learn lessons all the time, especially on the pod, doing reels and everything like that. Ellie and I had this conversation this afternoon, and I get that excited for games, and I throw so much passion at everything I do. I thoroughly enjoy all the people that are in the comments. We've got TikTok going as well. We've got Instagram going. I've actually put Instagram on the back burner here. We've actually got some comments there. I forgot to read them, but it's a great time to be a United supporter at the moment. I hope it may continue for the rest of the season, that's for sure. And we've probably got to be careful of, if we do lose a game, 2 or 3 games down the track, we don't blow up about it. We've just got to take it as we're building and then go again. And I think that's a big thing with United fans, and especially me. Got to stay calm at times. But you know what? I want to talk about
to yourself. Replay this to yourself when you're feeling like that.
Yeah, I spent 2 weeks up at Dino's, and I spent a night with Elliot. So they both know what I'm like when it comes to a football match. So it's just, I'm that excitable when it comes. And what have we got here from Dino? You hate United and to war. I don't know what that means, but anyway, it's one of Dino's code comments. As if you're not blowing up about it. No, I'll
But
try
guys,
and
I wanna
stay
ask
calm, Dino.
Sorry, I mean, what have you seen the changes in Kobe's game? In 3 games he has been playing, he's been missing out during Amazon.
I don't think much has changed in his game. I just think he's getting minutes now. I think last time, and now he's playing with Casemiro a lot more and things like that. It's just he's got a manager that trusts him, and that's
exactly
a big thing.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And that's not just for Kobe. That's for every player. You've seen Licha come out and say, "When I feel loved, I give everything for the badge." Now there must have been something going on there between him and Amarin to actually come out with that comment, because players don't actually come out with those
Kobe
comments.
say that?
No, not Kobe. Licha.
Licha.
Yeah, Martinez. He said it. And
he played under Amarin.
Yeah, I know. He said, but he came out and said that a bit on an interview when Carrick's the manager. He said, when I feel loved, I give everything. It was actually just after when Scholes and Nicky Butt said something about it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Excellent.
What have we got here? We've got Yanni back in. I need a podcast of Adam trying to pronounce names. I'm trying my best, Yanni. I'm trying my best.
Which
you know
is
what?
Player
it wouldn't be the same pod if I didn't. I've been doing it since day dot, so it's probably been 6 or 7 years since I've been doing it. I'm surprised I can say Yanni.
Adam, who is the French young defender that we have right now? Please pronounce it.
I've got no idea. French young
defender. In the current, the current squad.
Lenny Yoro.
Oh, Lenny
Yoro. I want Adam to pronounce it, man. I wanted Adam to pronounce it because I know how he set it up. Euro, he said. Every time you say Euro.
I got corrected by Elliot and Yanni, so I'm Yoro. Yeah, that's all good, man. Look at this.
Even Ahmed. It's not spelled ARMED. It's spelled Ahmad.
It doesn't matter, Elliot. What's it matter to you? What's it matter to you?
Well, I get confused. I think you're talking about Ahmed or something like that.
Mate, you're talking shit now. You read Yanni's comment in the YouTube.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you couldn't come up with a call like that.
I could. I did. I literally just did.
Yanni said it before. Mate, it's the Maltese Aussie coming out of me. I probably speak more Aussie than Maltese. Mate, just as well, stones don't hurt me, mate. I just go with the flow, and I don't really care.
Just the sticks. Just the sticks.
That's the sticks. That's it. Yeah, yeah. So, all right, boys. Well, we've gone through everything. So, we can have a look at the other results if you just want to have a quick look at the results. We've got Arsenal 4-0, Bournemouth 2-0. What do we got? Brighton, Everton 1-1. Chelsea, West Ham 3-2. It was good to see Garnacho get hooked at half time.
That was a WWE fixture.
What do you call it? Liverpool 4-1 over Newcastle. That's the result we're talking about before. Villa, Brentford 1-0. United 3-2. Forest 1-1 with Crystal Palace. Spurs 2-2. And then Sunderland, Burnley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
I thought Leeds were going to get something over Arsenal. That's a big win away at Ellen Road, in my opinion. That's just like we're not.
Did you watch the game? I didn't watch the game, but I saw the second goal was the own goal, so I can imagine that.
That's them coming out and saying we're not going to bottle it. Basically, that's them maybe saying that. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? We've probably done Arsenal a favour beating them. We've probably done them a favour because they've probably gone back into the dressing room and said, "Well, that's a warning. That's a warning sign. We need to pull our heads in and we need to move on and win this thing." Definitely, it happens in dressing rooms big time. You only need to win, you only need to lose one game, and it's probably woken up Arteta as well. He's gone. We're going to have to be more positive going forward and things like that. So, yeah, well, I think Arsenal still win the league, but
a lot of pundits have said that. You know, it wasn't as big of a game for Arsenal as probably what it was for us because they were still, you know, they had a decent gap between them and City, and I guess, you know, that gap has now been, I guess, you know, reignited with City dropping points to Spurs, and I think Spurs, when we play them, they will sit back and get us on the counter. I was
that goal from
looking
Solanke.
forward. I'm still a little bit hesitant of that game. It's at home. We should be getting the result, but Spurs, you know, might have a little spring in their step after maybe upsetting City and getting a point. I don't know. But it's watch along. It's early kickoff.
I was going to jump about that.
It's gonna be the biggest watch along.
Aren't you going to Brizzy?
No, Dino's not going. Dino's not going. So I'm going to stay home, have a few beers. The Worldwide Reds, we're going to run the biggest watch along of the season. It's the last early kickoff. Get around it. We want everyone on. The more the merrier. Let's have a party.
Definitely. That'll be a good watch along this one for sure. I want to finish the pod on Safwan, right? So if most people don't know, Safwan just been to Manchester and he was at the City game and everything like that. And he won tickets to go over there. So I want to hear about Safwan's trip to Manchester and what he did, who he met up with, and the positive outcome at the game and what the atmosphere was like and how it all went down. Fill us in, mate.
Okay, so I won last year. We had in Malaysia, under United Malaysia, we have our annual dinner every year. So from the annual dinner, we have the raffles ticket draw. So at the end of the event, the dinner that we had last year, my number came up, and I was just lost of words. And when my number came up, so it was all expenses paid for. The air ticket was sponsored by Malaysia Airlines, which is also the company that I'm working with, apparently. But the ticket, they sponsored the dinner tickets for the airfare, and the rest accommodation the tickets to Old Trafford is all covered by the club. So, yep, down the line from June last year up to took me about 7 months to get everything prepared. Was really pumped up. I left Malaysia on the 15th and arrived at the 16th and immediately went for the stadium tour. Um, I've been to a couple of stadium tours at Old Trafford, but this was different because uh, a legend was one of our tour guides as well, in Andrew Cole. Um,
No,
so he brought us around together. It was nice to have a legend next to you without any bodyguards or securities. You can just chat with him like he's just your buddy. Like old buddy can just, he was walking next to you, ask questions while walking, and while the tour guide is, telling us what is what. And so, and on that day itself, we had Dennis Irwin as well, but it was split into two. So I was like caught in between. Should I go with Irwin? Cole, Irwin. They're both my favorite players, when I was growing up, back in the 90s, watching them play. But yeah, I would have been Cole anyway. So, yep, very insightful. Well, normally the stadium tour, I think, takes about like 40 minutes, half an hour or so. But we went up to about an hour plus of tour with Q&As and so on. It was fun. It was fun. Certain insight, much more detailed with the tour of the stadium. Some controversial questions was popped up, but not to be mentioned here online. Uh, and yeah, the day come the next day. I was up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, UK time. The game was starting at 12 in the afternoon, but I was wide awake at that time. Really pumped up to get on with the game. Took the tube. This is something not many people know. When I was taking the tram, which the apartment I was staying nearby the train station, when I was walking, I was seeing this guy. He looks so familiar. Guess it was who? Our beloved South African player, Fortune. He was all there standing
Vincent.
alone by himself.
Yeah.
But out of respect, I did not bother him much because I could read the way he was standing alone. He said, "Okay, I want my private
Yeah.
space."
Space.
So
Yeah.
I respect all of that. So the only thing I went there, I just greeted him, "Hi, good morning, Mr. Fortune," and he just smiled, "Hi, good morning." That's it. I don't have to bother him that much. So went off to the stadium. We walk. I tell you, you could feel I was like onwards to Old Trafford. That vibes when you get up from the train is what's really there. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
words can't. I can't say anything. I was just speechless. I was just continuing. Just we went through and I met West Brown again. I don't know. I think within the gap of 3 years, I think West Brown could recognize me. I was because he was actually having the photo opportunity with the fans under the Visit Malta. Visit Malta was having a
Right.
booth there. Yep. So I just queue up myself and then waiting for my turn, and then he looked at me and said, "I remember you." I was like, "Okay." The first thing he said, "Excuse for me," was my glasses.
Yeah.
You remember the glasses I used to have, the Oakley's glasses. So I had a chat with him, and yeah, it was nice to talk to him again, and said he's coming down to Malaysia soon. I said, "Okay, looking forward to see you." And yep, we got ready for the match itself. The atmosphere in the stadium itself, while fans were coming in, was wow. And back to the
Electric.
match. I think I don't know where you guys received the commentary, but Preacher Drury said like United. I mean, Old Trafford hasn't been that kind of atmosphere during halftime with fans clapping, cheering. And the last time we had that was when Ronaldo came back for the second time to Old Trafford. Because I believe that it was a very positive first half, even though it was a nil-nil scoreline at the halftime. But at the third minute, we were attacking. Maguire had his header save, and we had two offside goals. Wow, I was like, This is unreal, man." You know, and where my
That's
position
awesome.
was, I was sitting right next to the Stratford. I was right in between of the corner flag where Stratford and then I had my view was just right in front there. I was like, I could see the player like right in front of me. I didn't have to zoom in the camera. It was just right in front of me. So excuse me for what 1 second. Yes. Yep. So yeah, I mean, the crowd was right. You keep on sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up. that sound of the chair flipping back, there was a sound to my ears, Seriously, you know. Yeah, I mean, when the goals went in, that's it. But I love that first goal. I tell you that when we counter attack from Bruno to fast to Mbomo, when I went back and looked back at the replay from the top view of the camera, that was like top speed goal. I tell you, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So and then we went to the second goal. The rest is history. But the controversial part that everyone would be asking until today: why wasn't there a replay with regards to the third goal? It was a goal. I was right in front there. I have the recording. I have to check back my phone. It wasn't offside. It wasn't offside. It was an onside
Yeah.
goal. So people were saying, it could be a bookies game. They want to keep down the score at 2-0, not 3-0, and so on and so forth. But
Was that Mount's
I
goal?
think,
Yeah, Mason
yeah,
Mount's goal was
Mason
onside.
Mount's goal, yeah, it's a goal, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Is
one I
the
thought
I mean,
was
if you minus off, you chalk off the offside goal, which you saw offside when you look back again, we could have beaten them 5-0 on that night.
Yeah. What a game to be at, man.
We
What a game
tormented
to be at.
City, and I know it's like this was one of the best United City game for quite a while, for a
Yep.
long time. So yeah, I tried to stay in the stadium for quite a while to absorb that atmosphere before I left the stadium. In between we tried waiting for players coming out and in and out of the stadium, but it was a bit tough. I only managed to get videos because the crowd was there. They were saying next time if you come here again, come for the night game, you might have a chance. So yeah, but I tell you, next to me, two couples were strangers. But I like what I posted on my social media recently. It's like that's one thing about United. We are strangers, but we are like brothers and sisters there in the game. It's like we're hugging each other. You're like, regardless where you're from, your color, whatever it is, we bleed red. So it's like that kind of It's I to be honest with you, I'm not shy to say I cried after the game. Tears of joy, satisfaction, And people were saying, you've been to Old Trafford before. I said, this is different. Coming up with your own money, but this is, you when you win something, and then deservedly you went there for. Okay, this is my first derby game, Adam, Elliot, and Nick. I mean, I've been to games before, but it was all more the mid team against United. But this is my first ever derby game.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing about Old Trafford is, no matter how many times you go there, you still feel the same way. Like,
yes,
the people that live there take it for granted. They don't get what it's like to be, as they say, tourists, to live your dream and go there. They don't get it. I still remember the first time I ever went. What was it? Probably about 20 years ago. And when I got off the plane in Manchester, and I put one foot down onto the airport, I said it. I fucking finally got here. I finally got here. And then the first thing I did was, I was only staying next door anyway, but I didn't even worry about my luggage. I just went straight there, walked around the stadium, just like you're in awe of the joint. It's just like they don't get it. And they can talk about half and half scarves and everything like that. Like Elliot's off there this year as well in April. And there is nothing like it. There is nothing like it in the world going to Old Trafford. It's ridiculous. I don't know what it is. It's the passion, the drive, the aura. They talk about the aura. It's just when you go there, it's just this mass. And we talk about, we can talk about like the new stadium being built and everything like that. There's nothing better than getting in that stadium and you're in one of those spin entries and going through the old school entrance into the stadium. There's nothing better. Every time I walk through it, I'm just like, how cool is this? It's just brilliant. It's just unexplainable. Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, I would love to go there again. We are going to have our next annual dinner this time in Kota Kinabalu. So, Adam, we are looking forward to you to fly down to Malaysia, to Sabah. It's on the 27th of June. You guys are most welcome. Yep. I'll let Adam know if you guys want to come down to Malaysia for our annual dinner. This time in Sabah. It's on the 27th of June. Yep. So we're expecting about 1,000 over guests of all United fans from the whole of Malaysia, who are a member. Yeah. So yep. So
I've got a comment here in the chat. It says, "Do we appreciate the lifestyle we have here in Australia?" I will tell you right now, I do. I barbecue all the time. I go to the beach all the time. I dine all the time. I appreciate the country we live in 1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%. I always talk about my wife and I always say to my wife whenever we're sitting at home and going, "What the hell are we doing here? Let's go out." I hate being at home. I've always got to be doing something. And we're very fortunate in this country that we can do stuff like that. The only problem with Australia is it's so fucking big.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with it. It's just so big. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was a good chat. I enjoyed that. I can see everyone reminiscing in their head, just going, "We've got to get
Actually,
there."
I was in the story when Stefan was narrating his share of Old Trafford trip. I was trying to be a part of his story. Like, okay, I'm right beside him. I'm okay. Probably that couple who was hugging each other, probably that one guy might be me. But yeah, it's a really, really good story that you have. Like, kudos to Stefan. Yeah. Hopefully one day I can visit Old Trafford.
I tell you what, right? So if anyone doesn't know, Elliot's probably about 6'3", all right? So would you be 6'3", Elliot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's and the seats at Old Trafford at that time, you're going to have to be in the standing area, I reckon, Elliot.
Well, I'll take whatever the supporters club can arrange for me, mate. But I just can't wait. It's been.
If any of the supporters club are willing to sponsor me, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's been 8 years, I think. 8 years for me since I've last been. So a lot's changed in that time. So I'm really, just super excited. Leave the kids with my cousin down in Wales for the day. Me and the missus will go up and hopefully watch the Forest game. Last home game of the season, if the tickets come through, which is always a good occasion. Casemiro's last home game, so there'll be it'll be a good game to go and see. Hopefully the tickets come through. I've got a couple of people hunting around for me. I've got Paul seeing what he can do, and then I've got Keith at the Brisbane Supporters Club who's going to try and get an application for me to hopefully get a couple of tickets. So,
yeah. What do you call it? I've done the last home game of the season, and it's brilliant. It's so good. Everyone's on their radios listening to results and everything like that, and it's so good around that area at the time, that last home game. So
I did the last home game of the season when Giggs had that 4-game interim stint.
Well, I did the last home game when we played. Who was it? Who was it? Can't remember who it was. And I had to fly out to Malta, and City won it in the last minute. That was me. 2-10-11. That, yeah. I was Devo. I was in Malta watching that home game. I was in Manchester, mate. I had the worst hangover. I was 3 days in Manchester just on the drink, nightclubbing, bar to bar. Oh, mate. And I was watching the game in Italian, and I had Alyssa at the time. She was only very, very young, and she would go to the bar next door, which was a City bar. And when they went into extra time, she came in. She goes, "They just scored," and we had finished the game. And I've gone, "Oh, you're joking. How much injury time is there?" And then she's telling me. She comes back crying her eyes out that we just lost. Oh, a memory I'll never forget. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, we want to forget that year. Hopefully, we may get that trophy back when those 115 charges go through, because that's one of the seasons. So
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
We're still waiting for that to happen.
yeah, still waiting. Yeah. All right, boys. We'll wind it up. Wait a sec. I've got it. What do you all think? What do we got here? Where we got?
One last
Yeah,
comment.
Just
Finish them.
one last comment. How interesting would have it been if United had beaten Everton at home and picked up a few more points before Carrick's taking over? Yeah, we've gone through the all that.
Yeah.
It's one of the things we've been talking about a lot of the time. You know, what ifs? Yeah,
That's my mate.
But it's now nice to just move forward, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
all United fans should put whatever is a past is a past. We move forward. We move forward. As I was saying, the next 14 games will be crucial. We have 2 more hams to beat. We beat 1 ham yesterday. We got 2 more hams coming up in Tottenham and West Ham.
Yeah.
So let's make it and get the guy to cut his hair. He's a shave his hair. It's almost there.
Get him a haircut. Come on.
I got one more from Tom. I got one more for Fergie's last season for me. Liverpool at home in the middle of the whole Suarez and Evra situation. We all thought Evra scored, but when watching it on TV later at night, it went down as a Vidic goal. Yeah. Mate, there's so many good memories out there for United, and we're all happy at the moment. So hopefully we roll into Tottenham, and like Elliot said, we'll do a live. So hopefully we can get the boys on the live. I don't know what Beats Nick does, but he loves a live. So
he does.
I love what? Sorry,
you love a lot. You love a live when we do a match day live. So.
I had a request from Adams that hopefully I can get few of my mates doing a live, and then we can abuse in our mother tongue, and that time we can have that some TikTok content. Explicit TikTok content.
And I want to see them doing their dancing when we score or something like that.
No. From now onwards, I'm doing only this.
Yeah.
Not this, only this.
All right, boys. Thank you for coming on. Anyone still in the chat, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Like everything on YouTube. Like everything we go. Worldwide Reds. We're all doing our best here. We'll bring out some reels during the week. I'm encouraging Elliot to do a few. If anyone else wants to do a reel, I'll throw them up there. No problem. We're all about just having a good time here. And anyone wants to come on, hit us up. We're always loving new guests, and we do have a fair few people that want to get on, so it's great. We're never lonely, which is good. So I'll talk to you later. See you later.
See you guys.
Cantona, Gary Neville looking for his first goal for Manchester United. What a time to get it!